I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Dragons of War. We are rejoining the party as the smoke from the funeral pyre still hangs thick in the air. The ashes and embers of the fallen comrade that was um, Zarash, the bugbear that they had known for weeks now, months, some time that they had been traveling together and fighting side by side, and Zarash had been the difference between life and death for them on many an occasion. They had come to rely upon his strong arm and his sharp blade. Um, However, with the emotions still, heavy upon those apt to feel emotion, um, with Pesci, I imagine having, done an entire performance the entire time the fire burned, some kind of, oratory or possibly improved play slash pantomiming of all of your greatest battles and achievements, just going through one by one, all of the things that Zarash had done and accomplished, of course,
Indeed.
exaggerating and embellishing the story, uh, as Pesci is wont to do to begin with, but probably even more so in an emotional time like this, as it's only natural inclination to want to honor the fallen and uh, pay tribute to your friends and all of that. So for him to tell the story of um, Zarash cutting down the orc chief, it's not just a tale of Zarash getting one good swing in. It becomes this mighty epic of the battle going back and forth. Um, like some famous Greek battle tale where no side has like a clear advantage until like the gods themselves step in and start to interfere. And he describes Zarash in these terms, and you guys spent the night on that funeral pyre watch as his entire life and body and possessions went up in the flames.
Except for the
No, it's okay. Everything's gone.
we mentioned
And so now, as you guys are rested but weary, not in any mechanical sense, no exhaustion, no um, anything like that, but uh, just weary from everything that has happened and all of that, you are still gathered around in a loose group, however you guys would be. Some of you might be comforting each other, some of you might be rather stoic and standing off to the side. That's, of course, for all of you to figure out for your own characters and all of that. Pesci, I have no doubt, is standing right in front of the fire, having just finished his presentation as the fire itself dies down, and you guys have a moment to just kind of reflect amongst yourselves and decide what it is that you want to do from here. Just as a reminder for the players, your characters would also have recently read and remembered that there are more groups of orcs and goblins and these guys headed towards other locations very soon, and there's basically a full-scale invasion happening. And um, not to railroad you in any way, because I don't like to do that, but because you guys have expressed in the past a desire to have a little bit of guidance. Basically, your options come down to, attempt to stop the invasion in some way, shape, or form by either going to different places and trying to rally troops and, stop them somehow that way, or going directly and like performing guerrilla tactic kind of harassment strikes against the army. You guys can't take on an entire army, but you could slow them down and do things like that. So various options for trying to confront the army head on in some way, shape, or form. Or you guys can try to avoid the army, get around it, and go do something else, which is certainly a thing in this world. There's dungeons and dragons, but bump. But there's places, ruins in the world that you can just go explore, and you don't have to make it your personal mission to stop an invasion of orcs, because somewhere else in the world somebody else is getting messed up by something else too. So I don't ever want to make it seem like if you don't stop this orc invasion that's the end of the world and you guys are personally responsible for, making sure that this happens. It's a living world, and much like our own real world, there's stuff going on everywhere that you can and stuff that you cannot affect, and it's just kind of your choice to like pick your battles, choose which hills you want to die on, etc.
well, in any case, Borakul is just sort of focused on the fact that they still need to find the find and transport the missing half of this star, which is probably just have been carried off by the orcs and goblins, and sort of like figuring out how to carry it all back to sanctuary, more or less.
I think Ryan's. Oh, sorry.
And Gorakul sort of looks to the others and says, "So, what do we do now?"
So we can still see the city that we were protecting burning in the distance, right? Like that was happening. So I feel like our options are really, do we want to continue to help this city? Or do we want to try to go to one of the other villages we know is being attacked and prepare them to get attacked and help them? Because we have knowledge that could possibly prepare multiple different locations for the battle. But if this town is burning to the ground, I don't know if we necessarily will accomplish much by trying to help it further.
I think.
Oh, Ryan, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, please.
I think that's a good point. We should cut our losses where available. There's no use risking our lives on a town that's already going to be destroyed anyways, when we could go try and help multiple other towns with info.
I agree. Also, this town really resisted us when we were trying to help. So, um, perhaps we can find a way to help in another town, and it also gives us hopefully an opportunity to do some reconnaissance and try to figure out where the rest of that star is. Ultimately, that's a bigger mission than protecting towns, because ultimately them having control of the star could be devastating at a bigger level.
I can't agree more. As Gorakul just sort of holds up the piece of the star that he gathered to his lip.
So I think we should look at the map and figure out what the closest town that is going to be attacked that we could get to is, so we can try to warn them and intercept something that's coming nearby. See how prepared they are, because if they're prepared, we can continue to warn other locations. But just try to gather information and protect as many villages as possible.
Yeah, so you guys are here in Brotnabiod, and the next closest town that's going to be attacked next would be down in either Bolheimer or Katdemever.
How far of a journey is that?
About 10 days to like maybe 3 weeks at most.
Okay.
So I think the question is, it seems like Katdamiver is a little bit closer than Bullhemer? Question mark. Therefore, the question I think is, would going further? I think there's benefits to going to the closest one because it's, the fastest we'll get to, but the further one is closer to where the incoming groups would be. So that might be like the people that are more closely being attacked, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like the people who are directly next to Kuzrak there are probably getting raided more frequently or harder, etc. Yeah.
And also, this is really twofold. We're trying to get to that town that's going to be invaded, but we're also going to try to collect information. So going to other towns might provide us an opportunity to keep our resources up and also at the same time get intelligence, find out information.
So does anybody have like a argument or preference between the two cities?
I'll roll a history check to see if I know either of the cities.
Yeah, and then also just something to point out, not trying to steer you guys here. This is just something to point out for you. If you look, you could kind of take like a route that takes you to Steadyord, then Katdemever, and then Bolheimer, and just like, hit all three of those along the way.
I think that's what we should do, because then it gives us a place to rest, and we can get info in all three of the towns, and with like Stedjord, we can at least warn them, even if we're not going to stay there to protect them.
Yeah, even if they're not on the attacked list, we can still be like, hey, there's things coming towards you from other towns. You don't know if they're going to like come at you either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So let's start heading to Stedjord. I don't. Man, these names.
Yeah, I know it's Norse names. I know
Yes.
for a fact that I am pronouncing them wrong, but I'm relatively sure that like the really wrong American way of saying it is like Steadyord, like Steadyord.
I say it as Stedjord.
Stedge. Yeah, I don't know, but either way,
Going.
if you guys wish to head out in that way, Gorakul, you don't have any like particular history. What you know about the history of most of these cities is that they used to be part of Old Kaldar, the ancestral seat of the Caledonian Empire, but they were gifted to the Frageshelmirian Viking people as like a appeasement so that they would stop raiding, because they would like just raid all of these cities and everything anyway. And so they were like, hey, how about you just have that land and, stop coming further west?
That's basic knowledge.
Yep. So like everybody knows that, but that's what you remember right now.
Yeah. I don't have any personal history with either of the three cities we mentioned.
All right, so let's just start heading there. We're rested up. Let's just go.
Yep. And so, you guys begin your journey, and it is not a short one. There is a lot of time to walk and then stop and take your walking boots off and get all the dirt and dust that has settled in them out, because it's starting to clump up into like almost rocks. And then, you eat and catch your breath and you keep walking, and pretty soon it's been a day, 2 days, 3 days. You're just moving constantly, and if you're not moving, you're setting up camp, you're tearing down camp, you're cooking, you're starting a fire, you're gathering wood, you're foraging, you're hunting, you're filling your water skins with, whatever nearby creeks and streams and springs you can find fresh water at. And when you're not doing all of that, occasionally you look up and you can see like fantastic creatures that live in these areas. And so every so often you'll see like a giant bird known as a rock that is not unlike an eagle but as big as an airplane flying across the sky, and it'll blot out the sun. Every so often you'll see one of the many herd animals that live out in the grasslands get completely swallowed up by something leaping out of the dirt and then burrowing back in almost as fast. That looks like a cross between a metal shark and some kind of burrowing, badger type of creature known as a boule.
And I'm gonna roll a nature check just for that.
Go ahead. You know that the boulets move underground and ambush their prey, Tremors style, like the old Kevin Bacon movie. And so they
I'm-
leap out of the ground and eat them.
Yeah, I sort of notify everyone about those bullets and just sort of warn everyone, if you hear trembling, try and make sure to get to high ground.
All right.
And so we continue on.
Yes. And about, you know, three days in, you guys come to an area with some trees and, just dappled grassland. Everybody is at ease. The birds are chirping, and you guys are just continuing your long, long, so long, even longer than you anticipated, and then longer than that journey to get to Stydiord. And as you make your way through this forest, you can hear somebody kind of engaged in battle. You're not sure what's going on up ahead, but there is definitely trouble.
I sort of like hear this and says, sounds like a battle nearby. And I'm going to use my perception roll to further understand what exactly is going on.
Yeah, can I roll perception too?
Yes.
Oh wow.
No, 19 and 22. So, you guys can hear the sounds of battle up ahead. Somebody is fighting something and swinging a weapon, and the creature is roaring and trying to attack him.
Can I see what kind of creature it is?
Nope, you guys can't see anything through the trees.
All right then. I say we approach and try and see what's going on.
Yes, I recommend we stay hidden though, and do it with stealth.
Oh, good idea.
Anybody?
Roll for stealth, everyone.
Oof.
I'm stealthy.
I'm not.
Yeah. So that is unfortunate though, because like you guys are sort of moving in a group.
Hmm.
Lucy, that was sleight of hand and not stealth.
Oh,
Oh no. So as you guys are trying to sneak through, Elodie, you're a graceful elf. And Lucy, you are a nimble catfolk. And Gorakul, somehow even your normally heavier dragonborn footsteps, land with stealth and all of that is for naught though, as Ryun, who although he himself is a light halfling, wearing his armor, he kind of doubles his weight basically, and just crunches right over the covering of sticks and leaves and acorns and just everything on the forest floor there, and so it just crunches under his metal boot.
I think Ryan's in leather.
Is it leather?
Yeah. It's studded leather.
Huh. Why'd you roll so bad then?
I don't know.
That
Luck.
yeah. Well, I suppose you did have a +5 to it.
Yeah.
That just
The
wasn't your roll.
Whims of Fortunata,
So
your goddess.
So yeah, it's not your armor that is at fault. You just missed.
Step on a stick.
Yeah, you just missed it. You were trying to be stealthy, failed. It happens.
Hmm.
So regardless, you guys are not as stealthy as a group as what you would have hoped.
Hmm.
closer, or have we gotten attention?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. What?
Do we need to move closer, or have we?
Yeah, we'll
wanted attention?
we'll do that in just a second. For now, everybody roll for initiative, including you, Mr. Minotaur.
Nat 20 for mom. For Lucy.
I guess I'm in the mood to move.
Alrighty, and so as you guys approach, now you're actually more where you are on
Yeah.
on the map, you know, before you were like approaching stealthily and everything. But so now you've actually approached to within this distance and everything, and you can see what's going on. So as you guys get close enough to actually see what's going on, you see a large man, or at least it stands like a man, but it has the head of a giant bull, and it is wearing adamantine armor that is as black as charcoal, and he carries a great axe that he is swinging furiously at a large plant-like monstrosity that shambles forward towards him.
Oh no, let's take action. Let's go help.
Oh, that's then. And I'm going to roll nature to see what exactly this plant monstrosity is.
Well, that would be on your turn.
Understood.
So, 1 second while I get it on the map, and then we'll get to it. Sorry, I'm just looking for the token. I have a really good one for the Shambling Mound, and I can't seem to locate it. Oh, here we go. I'll just use this. That'll work for now. Oh, that works too. Boom. Alright, so the Shambling Mound is in between you and the Minotaur, but you can still see him swinging away behind it. Lucy, your quick reflexes, your cat-like speed allows you to go first. What do you do?
Am I within striking distance to hit with my arrows?
Yes.
So I will target, hopefully command, right?
Perfect.
Okay. And what are my skills?
No, it's actions.
It's actions. I always get this mixed up. Okay, and then using my longbow. Should I turn? Yeah, just my longbow.
Okay, now you're still out of ammo, but that is because we just didn't clean that up. We will give you your full set of ammunition now that you've had time out of combat.
Okay.
Boom.
What was the +6 thing?
I need to roll the +6. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll, I'm shooting with advantage, correct?
Nope.
No. Okay. But not with disadvantage.
Right, correct. Not with disadvantage either.
Unfortunately, you miss.
Yes. Well, what actually happens is your arrow strikes the giant mound of leaves and branches and just kind of like sinks into it without dealing any real damage.
Be the best attacker. My weapons might not be as effective.
Well, don't get it wrong. It's more just for flavor description. You'll be able to deal damage just fine if you hit.
It's more or less describing that you didn't hit the right place.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Ryan is gonna run his full movement, and then he's gonna do. I don't know exactly how this works since it's an oath spell, and I had to add it to the character sheet, so I don't have the option. I don't have the same option to just do the dice rolls, but I want to cast Guiding Bolt.
Hold on. I'm looking because if you added it to the sheet, then it should have done it.
I might have done it wrong.
Yeah, you grabbed the wrong one. Here.
Oh. Ah.
There. Now you have the right guiding bolt.
The case. I do this.
Correct.
Crap. Well, it misses.
yeah. Don't do that per se. Do it better than that. But you had the basic action down.
Yeah. Well, Ryan comes in. A blast of divine energy shoots out of his hand towards the shambling mound, but it kind of goes long. And I will end my turn.
Alrighty, I'm gonna start with a nature check. I want to see if I know anything about it.
You know from your elven, knowledge that shambling mounds are sentient plant creatures that protect the woodlands from perceived threats, as well as like they can just be kind of aggressive and all of that to begin with. Like they don't necessarily need to have a reason to be attacking you. If you're in the woods, you are susceptible to it. But more importantly, what you know is that as plant-like creatures, they're immune to being blind, deafened. They resist cold and fire, and are completely immune to lightning.
Alright, well, they resist cold, which is not great for me.
Right. Yeah, in fact, you probably have a memory of like one time that you encountered a shambling mound with a group of your fellow elves and your elven fellows, and they had to step in and help drive it off because your cold was just almost useless.
Mm-hmm. So, weapon-wise, things that I have ammo for, I have dart and I have a sling. I've never used either of those, but that seems like the better option over my ice magic. Okay. I'll do my sling. get targeted. If I am I within range for that? Am I good there?
How far are you? 40 feet. I think a sling has a maximum range of 60, if I'm not mistaken. I am looking. 120. So yeah, you are over the minimum range, which means that you are attacking at disadvantage. But if you move 10 feet forward, then you would not.
Okay, let's do that. Um.
Yep.
All right. And now I don't have disadvantage. I can just do it normal.
Correct.
Oh.
Oh no, is it going to be another one of those games?
So sorry. Okay, well that's all for me.
I'm sorry, Bright Roar. You're a one and done character after this, I guess. You're gonna get murdered by this shambling mound because all of your would-be rescuers are just missing.
Whoops.
Gorakul. I imagine Gorakul also knows that LD also shares this knowledge. And Gorakul, sort of like knowing that this shambling mound is a living pile of plants, decides to use some fire.
It resists the fire as you breathe out all around it. The flames, like, engulf it, but then as they die down, you see that much like a wet piece of log thrown onto a fire, it really hasn't burned.
Oh my! And Gorakul steps back a bit.
Yeah, I mean we knew it was resistant to fire and ice.
You only have 5 feet left. There you go.
So just yeah. So nobody else use any more like fire or ice moves. It'll be resistant.
At least I managed it.
All right. I am going to attack Bright Roar with my slam attacks. So tendril vines thick as like ship ropes grow out of my shoulders and try to wrap around you, Bright Roar.
Do I not get? I thought that there was something, and this might have been, the platform that Gabriel used to help me roll up this thing. But I thought I had like an attack of opportunity whenever somebody comes at me for the first time, or is this like an engagement we've been fighting for a while?
Yeah, you and him were all you and the Shambling Mound were already engaged.
Okay.
So, we're just kind of picking up with you guys, right here. Right. But in reality, you guys have been kind of going back and forth. There just mechanically hasn't been any damage done or anything.
Gotcha. Have at me. See what you can do.
All right, I hit you, and I slam you hard, and then I attack you again. And now you are grappled as my vines wrap around you. it is your turn. So grapple just means you can't move away from me. But you can also attempt an escape. Or you can just swing that great big axe at me.
One moment. Say that again.
Do I get 2 attacks, or do I just get the one?
Let me double check. I forget whether you get extra attack at this level yet or not.
I thought I get one with the horns and one with the sword.
Your horns are natural melee weapons with which you're proficient. Okay, so the way that this works is you can use it as a secondary weapon, but then what happens is the great axe becomes a bonus action attack. So you don't get your strength to the damage, I think is what it is. So you can do that, but usually you'd be better off not. Let me double check this though, because I think it's the hammering horns. Yeah, that's the reason why they're good. Is if you charge in right away, you can make them make a strength saving throw, or they get pushed back from you, and then Goring Rush immediately after you use your dash action. You can make one melee attack with your horns as a bonus action. So that's where you can get that extra attack in, is by rushing in and doing that.
Okay, so I will.
You can use action surge. Starting at your second level, you can put yourself.
Yeah, but I think I would have had to have done that already. And I guess the same thing is, can I also use? I have second wind, but I don't know where I can click it or find it here. Can I still use that?
You
in
can
this
use
turn?
second wind. You just go to your actions tab at the bottom there, and then there's your second wind.
Okay.
And what about action surge, DM?
What about it?
Can't he use it?
He can if he wants to.
So I can use it right now.
Yeah,
That would give me a second attack.
it would give you a whole second standard action that you could either attempt to escape the grapple or make an attack.
Okay, I'm going to use it. I'm going to make another attack.
Does he click a button someplace, DM?
For the action surge, you just push the little ticker on the side to mark that it's been used. You strike the mound of leaves and sticks and vines with your axe. Just roll the damage. It'll deal the damage either way. Yeah. There you go. You chop off, some of its leaves, but it looks very much intact yet. Oh no, you guys cursed Bitey Slayer too. How could you? Lucy.
Well,
DM, do I need to get closer or am I okay where I am?
You're okay where you are.
Should I use it?
should you use Hunter's
Hunter's
Mark?
Yeah. I don't fully understand Hunter's Mark, so.
Hunter's Mark basically is a way for you to deal extra damage to one target. Like you're basically going to deal 1d6 extra damage whenever you hit with a weapon attack, and you have advantage on certain skills against them and all of that. So basically, if there's ever just one target, there's almost no reason not to use Hunter's Mark. And even if there's
So-
multiple targets, you probably want to pick the one that you want to mark and then use it.
Do I just click it?
Yeah. Once you target the
Target it still.
Shambling Mound with it, then you
He's
click on the effect and then attack.
Okay, so I can just attack now.
Yes. Unfortunately, marking the Shambling Mound out as your prey has not allowed your arrows to strike its vital parts any more proficiently, and it continues to just kind of pass through the mass of leaves unharmed.
All right. I am going to.
Catmandu.
I think I'm gonna do bonus action Shield of Faith on myself.
Ooh.
So like a glowing gold aura appears around Ryan, and then I'm gonna go underneath the Shambling Mound, like weaving it and bobbing between its legs, and then I'm gonna go for a rapier attack.
Stabbing up into the Shambling Mound, dancing nimbly around its pounding what passes for legs. You manage to strike him.
And then I am also gonna include Divine Smite for this. Let's see.
The golden glow.
Nice.
The golden glow from your armor, your shield of faith that surrounds you, making your leather armor glow as if it was, shining light. Your sword begins to glow with that same light as it extends down upon it and stabs up into the Shambling Mound. The light bursts out around all of its leaves and out from it, like illuminating its body, and you can see that it's kind of like a stick skeletal structure, like with just leaves kind of packed all around it like paper mache.
Oh, and then that is my turn.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna try again. We'll see if I have better luck this time.
Hey, Andrea, did you get any new spells from your level up?
Was I leveled up? I didn't do that yet.
I leveled you up. You have to choose whether you want to increase 2 of your ability scores by 1, or if you want to increase one of them by 2, or if you want one of the feats.
What are feats again?
Feats give you, different abilities, but like for you, you might want to consider Warcaster. Basically, Warcaster makes it to where you don't have to worry about casting when there's people next to you, and you get advantage on your concentration saves, even though you don't have a whole lot of concentration spells right now. But still,
You can increase your charisma if you want.
Okay, so I can't get like a new spell that isn't Ice Knife though. Hmm.
I
Alright.
mean, how many spells do you know currently?
we're not going to be picking new spells right now.
Understood.
Can I add 2 to Constitution?
Yeah, absolutely. Done and
By
done.
Constitution.
Because it was at a 8, so now.
Because I have a hella low Constitution and
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Exactly. So now she actually gets 4 more hit points.
Seems a lot better to me.
Yep.
Okay. Then let's just do this thing again.
But then
19.
yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, 19. But then yes, Hazard, if you want to work with her to help figure out spells afterwards or even in between, that would be fine.
Alrighty then.
Your sling does indeed strike the shambling mound. Don't forget to do the damage.
I completely forgot. I've
Yeah.
used my weapons like a single time.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember how to do it with this.
The one right next to the attack.
Gotcha.
Yep. Hey, so you actually did a good amount of damage for a sling. It manages to knock off a couple leaves.
Very exciting.
Yes, indeed.
So seeing this sort of like minotaur in danger, Oracle sort of moves over to here and casts Cure Wounds on him, saying,
Nope.
"What? I mean, healing word."
There you go. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure because, very different. No, you're targeting Ryun. There you go. All right. You use your powers through the stars to cast a spell, a healing word that reaches out to Bright Roar, and Bright Roar, you see a twinkling of starlight form around the bruises and cuts from the vines that heal you a little bit, but you're still in a bad way.
Okay, I'm ready to take more damage. Have at me.
And after that, I'm going to use my crossbow.
Your bolt strikes the mound.
Sort of Goracle, sort of seeing that he's already used his spell, decides to sort of grab onto his crossbow and shoot at the shambling mound and says, "Return to the forest."
I'm in the forest.
peacefully.
Oh. Oh, you didn't specify, so no deal.
Love that meta humor.
Alright, so the shambling mound engulfs a medium or smaller creature grappled by it. The target is blinded and restrained and unable to breathe, and it must succeed on a difficulty class 14 Constitution saving throw at the start of each of the mound's turns, or take 13 bludgeoning damage. Okay, so you are blinded and restrained, and then at the start of each of my turns. So I just engulf you. You are now stuck within me, and
Now you must make a Constitution save.
no, that's at the start of my turn. I'm just looking up restrained real quick because I don't want to get the ruling wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure that there's only like certain actions you can take. Well, I know for a fact there's only certain actions you can take. I just want to make sure which ones. Your speed becomes 0. You can't benefit from any bonus to speed. Attack rolls have advantage. The creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Ah, okay. So, aside from the fact that you're blinded, which gives you disadvantage on all of your attack rolls, you're fine to go ahead and either attack or attempt to escape.
Which one are you going to do?
Let's see. Do I get okay, so do I have to, what do I have to roll first? I have to roll to protect myself here, basically, or what's the
Well,
Well,
it basically comes down to if you want to escape from the shambling mound, it's engulfed you, like it's eating you
Okay.
right now.
I'm
So
gonna try to escape. What should I do?
you roll either athletics or wait, let me make sure that you can roll athletics. It might just be strength.
I'm a very athletic centaur.
Yeah, I think you just roll the escape DC using either athletics or acrobatics.
Disadvantage?
no, I don't believe you roll at disadvantage.
It'll automatically roll at disadvantage because you're
I didn't.
Oh, it didn't. It's only on dexterity ones. Yeah, so you just are trying to strength your way out, but unfortunately, as you stretch and flex your muscles and try to break the vines that are holding you together in with the shambling mound, you're unable to break free and burst them, and you're just kind of stuck there still. Bitey Slayer is going to launch another sling.
Sorry.
Bitey.
Lucy.
It is now your turn, Mom.
Okay.
back up.
So-
Do some damage.
Do I need to hit the hunter's mark again?
Nope, that's already on.
Okay.
Whenever there's only one target, you don't even have to worry about it because it should just be on all the time.
Okay. So I just go for the longbow again, and that's it. Okay.
Striking the shambling mound with your arrow in a vital spot, it finally does damage.
Yeah, you did.
That's disappointing.
All right, you're up next.
Sorry, hold on.
Okay. Ryan is gonna. Let me think. I'm gonna channel divinity. Oh wait, not legendary strike. Shoot. Where's the other one? Is that an abilities? No. I'm just gonna mark off channel divinity for legendary strike, but I want to do the other one, the peerless athlete. Is that okay?
Yes.
And then I want to jump on the back of the shambling mound and like clamber up it, and then stab it in the back with my rapier.
Absolutely. You climb up it like Legolas on the Oliphant, just swinging from vine to vine as you make your way to the back of the gorilla-like plant monstrosity and stab down into it with your rapier?
Yeah, let's see. Oh,
Oof.
never mind.
Unfortunately, as the shambling mound tries to shake you off, you're forced to like grab onto one of the vines and hold on as you try to stab it, but it's like not working well.
Yeah. And that is my turn, because it's bonus action and an action.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's try a dart this time. I haven't done that before. Let's try that. Okay.
You continue to shred the shambling mound bit by bit, but it's taking a while.
This is brutal.
I'm doing something though.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
So using concentrating on the fact that this thing isn't going down as well as it should, I decide to use my starry map to hit it with a guiding bolt.
Yes, yes.
Summoning the powers of the star of the constellations I've recorded, I'm I imprint onto it a starry target into it. Is that correct, DM?
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, the shambling mound now has a bunch of little stars that sort of guide your attacks on its back.
Yeah, they kind of swirl outward and then pulse inward and, just guide you right to where you should be attacking.
Let the stars guide your strikes.
Oh no. Oh, that's a lot of dice.
And then you are also grappled as its vines slam down into you now, and it tries to grab you and engulf you as it has engulfed Bright Roar.
No.
Damn.
I want to break free.
Okay.
That's okay. I have advantage on athletics and dex.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to break free. I'm gonna try to break free again. Here we go.
I am.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. So unfortunately, Bright Roar, as the crushing vines and now the caustic, slimy sap that is inside of the shambling mound begin to, work away at you and tear at your flesh, and it's all like getting to be so much that you feel yourself weakening.
Great. Okay. Do I have to? I forget. Don't I have to roll something in order to see if I get damage here or whatever it is?
We already did that at the start of the Shambling Mounds turn. It automatically deals damage if you fail your save, and you failed.
Okay, so basically, I'm just getting more damaged. Okay. All right. Here we go. Mighty Slayer, save us.
Hey, I do my best, but I don't know if I can get you guys out of this one.
Another 3
We do
points of
have those
damage.
guiding stars.
There he is. He's
Yeah.
he's dealing damage.
Mighty!
Your turn.
It always shifts my view. Why?
Oh, is it changing your view? Go to the gear on the upper right where it says options, and then you'll see where it says turn auto center map. Put that on off. Everybody should do that. That is one of the few features about Fantasy Ground that is not a feature. It is a complete and utter dumpster fire of a UI interface to have it auto center on the map, but then like send you way off into the blackness.
Where exactly is it?
The gear on the upper right options,
Yeah.
and
But
then it's right there. Turn auto center map.
Oh, here it is. Off.
Got it.
Okay, it's off.
Oh, I am so sorry that I didn't realize you still had that on. I would have said that a long time ago.
No problem. You live and learn. So I am prepared to turn the shambling mound into a stumbling mound.
Ha ha!
Yes. Let me get the longbow and see what I can do with Gargoyles.
It's already gone because Mighty
Oh.
Slayer.
All right. Okay. Did I do anything?
Nope.
No.
Your arrow passes through it harmlessly.
What's the deal? I need to go get myself some weed killer.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryan is gonna try and break free of the grapple. And is that athletics, I assume?
Athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, sweet. Stop that.
You do manage to break free of the grapple.
So he's gonna like kind of backflip away. And is that my whole action, or can I do an attack?
That
too?
is your action, yes.
Okay, yeah. Then I guess with the movement, he's probably. Oh wait, no, because that would provoke an opportunity attack. Then yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. I'm gonna try the dart again.
You strike.
Woo.
No, 19.
Woo. Alright.
Should I use Earth Tremor? Will it hit Bright Roar?
Let me check that for you. Okay, so Earth Tremor is the one. I always get, all of these various like Thunder Wave and Earth Tremor and all of that. Like, I just like to make sure. So, cause a tremor within range. Each creature other than you in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. So yeah, 10 feet. Cause a tremor. Everybody within 10 feet of you. So if you did it right now, you wouldn't actually hit anyone.
But
But
if I were to reach the... Would it hit the Shambling Mound and Bright Roar if I were to move like right here?
Bright Roar is in the Shambling Mound space. So you cannot target the Shambling Mound without also targeting Bright Roar. But if you moved one square up, you at least wouldn't be targeting Ryan.
Okay, but to be fair, Bright Roar is like inside the Shambling Mound, but is sort of like up above the ground. And do I have to? Is it here that I need to do it?
Here, wherever, as long as you're not here, which would put you, where Ryan would be in your target. And just that we're clear here, the tremor in the ground is one thing. It's the falling down and getting knocked around, which Bright Roar would be doing inside the Shambling Mound either way.
Hey. Okay, so should I use Earth Tremor? That?
It's your call.
I'm
Worth a
trying.
try. Has anything else worked? Have you had a hit?
I've managed to hit it with the starry map. Okay, so just
Don't forget to target Bright Roar if you're using Tremor.
I'm not. I'm going to use my starry form to turn into the archer.
Ah.
Care to describe what happened in detail?
I was. Hazard, I love you, but
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Let me DM. As you chant your prayer to the stars, your form begins to shift and sparkle with the starlight shining all around you, changing into a long bow and arrow that you draw back. A comet like bolt streaks out from the bow at the shambling mound, and as it impacts with his leafy form, a shower of stars like a fireworks explosion bursts out from the hole. All right, so
Fantastic.
here is where the saving throw comes. I roll it right here. Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan. I had you targeted. That's not for you.
Good. DM, I think I might have accidentally closed the battle map. Could you pull it up again for me?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure how that happened, because I don't remember clicking it. Thank you.
And then Gorakul, I accidentally targeted Ryan for you if you want to fix that. Sorry about that. I was clicked on you somehow. And, ooh, you succeeded. So, you do not take any damage.
Yay me!
And-
I am strong.
Yeah. And so as the vines try to crush you and finish you off, you just flex as hard as you can and hold them off, and maybe you know, cry out for help or something.
Help! Sorry.
And-
Or just try and chew at it.
No, we're gonna break.
You are technically a cow. You could try to chew your way out of this.
No.
Okay.
And then the vines come crashing down on you again, Ryun.
What?
No, 19. The one misses, but the other one hits.
Crap.
Ow.
Ow. So close, but he's still alive.
And you're not grappled because it requires both vines to hit to grapple you.
I am at 1 hit point.
It's a final countdown.
A Bright Roar digs deep and uses his second wind to get back some health and vitality.
No! You gotta be kidding me!
Wow, really?
Wow, a cow.
That's what, like,
Grass-fed cow.
Wow.
There you go.
that's like
I
the
heard of
fourth
grass-fed
nat one.
cows, but this is ridiculous.
Spidey Slay.
Ah!
Missed.
Darn it. Honestly.
Alright, back up to Lucy. Come on. Take this thing down.
Been wholly ineffective so far.
Don't-
Low on ammo. I'll give it a try. All right. I'm gonna tip with this one a little bit of that weed killer.
Mother fudger.
You gotta get your salad shooter attachment.
This is just ridiculous. Okay.
Ryan is gonna pour all however many points of lay on hands he has into himself, because otherwise
20.
he's gonna die.
You have 20. And
Yeah.
I just did it for you. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Sorry for the chat spam.
No worries.
Yeah, and that will be my turn, because that's an action.
Yes.
Alright, here we go. Dart again. Let's hope my luck continues.
Go
Hey,
Yeah, hit.
you've been consistently hitting, really.
Except for the first turn, you know?
The song that you sing. That is the song you sing, DM, when you hit a pinata in
Piñata.
Ah,
which
Pronuncia bien.
which country? No, we are
Latin American.
Latin American general. Okay, all right, whatever. I mean, there you go.
I'm going to healing word. I'm going to cure wounds on good old Ryan.
Excellent.
Saying, don't give up just yet.
I'll never give up. Don't worry.
well, I think the implication was give up later, not just yet.
Never.
Are you moving there, Goracle?
No, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was gonna say I will attack you, but like I don't want to, so don't make me do it.
Okay then.
All right, come at me. Come on.
Hey, another success.
No, I'm still gonna see who gets in here.
The vine crashes down into you. You just got back a little bit of your breath and are able to like steady yourself to fight again, and then it just slams you again, and your tiny body can take it, but you don't know for how much longer.
So I'm kind of sick of trying to escape here. I'm gonna try to attack. What happens when I try to attack from where I am? I'm at disadvantage, right?
You're at disadvantage, right? Which it already is, so you don't have to click anything.
Might as well just. I'm just gonna frickin'. I'm done with this. I'm gonna see what happens here. I'm gonna do the great axe here.
Do it. See what happens. It's just taking a second. It should catch up. There you go.
I rolled a 20, damn it, and the 9, but that's okay. I still got it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I got something there.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Pesci.
What's that? I'm new here. I don't. Who? What's that?
He's mighty small.
I'm stuck inside this shambling mound. I heard this strange voice. Don't mind me. Bitey Slayer, take him out.
Bitey,
Bitey, bitey, bitey, bitey. He's small, but he means business.
Yep.
Welcome back to the fight. Lucy.
Ooh, you strike him with your arrow. A change of pace. The shambling mound begins to almost fall apart as you chop away at it.
on, Ryan. And your turn.
And my turn. Sorry.
Yes.
I was so excited.
Okay. Well, Ryan is surprise gonna go for another attack.
Yay.
Oh wait, I gotta target. There. No, I don't want to target myself. There. Nice. Not nice. That was minimum damage, but you know what? That's okay. It's almost down. And with that, I'll end my turn.
How are those things still alive? This is taking so long. Woo.
Dale, no pierdas el tino, mide la distancia.
Chip away.
Yeah. Oracle, come on.
Go for the kill.
I'm going to move. I'm going to move to get advantage.
Nope.
No?
Why?
Who are you getting advantage with?
Ryan.
Nope.
Huh?
You have to be directly across.
Yes, that's why I'm
You're
moving.
not directly across. There, you're directly across.
That's why I'm moving, DM. Is
that
the
right?
right?
Now it's advantage, yes.
Yes. Okay.
You had just moved to the corner there and said advantage, and I was like, oh, no, that's not advantage, you know. Oof. You swing with your quarterstaff, but unfortunately, the swinging vines of the shambling mound just kind of knock it away.
I'm just gonna die again, aren't I?
Don't say that, Dad. That's ridiculous. That's quitter talk.
We'll see.
You fail your save as the vines begin to crush you once again.
Okay,
Righty,
here, people.
Okay, he's gonna,
righty,
probably he's gonna
righty.
attack. No, he's gonna attack Ryan again.
Hello.
Miss!
Ooh. Ryun, you
Bull.
dodge and weave and manage to just roll out of the way of the vines as they try to grab you up again.
Way to go, Ryan.
Too fast.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna try to get out again. I'm gonna try to use my.
Keep your spirits up. We're here for you.
Oh, yeah, sure. I don't even know you guys yet. Okay, I'm gonna try to escape.
You burst your way free, coming down on the ground, not prone though, like you're able to stand up right away, but you like kind of fall out onto the ground right there, like a newborn calf exiting its sack, and you're finally free of the shambling mound.
Moo. Moo.
Well, this is certainly an interesting way to say grass-fed.
Righty,
Spidey Slayer's
righty,
going for the kill.
righty.
Spidey Slayer's gonna kill him.
You can do it.
Oh, so close!
Hey, Pesci.
Hello. I don't see a map.
Oh,
There we go. Now I can see a map.
you're hiding behind me.
I'm hiding behind you? Okay.
We've come close to killing the shambling mound. You're showing up just in time to throw
Yes,
the death throw at
please
him.
help us finish him off.
Shoot something at him.
Shoot something at it. Okay. How far away am I? 5, 10, 15, 20,
Like,
50,
yeah, I was gonna say like 50 to 60, somewhere in that range.
50 to 60. Okay. And a shambling mound is it intelligent? Or is it like a
Well, like semi, like
It's living foliage.
living foliage? Okay.
yeah, like it's
Um,
definitely not like not sentient, but I wouldn't you know challenge it to a game of chess or anything.
yeah, gotcha. Who's after me? Lucy. Awesome. Lucy, Pesci slaps you on the back and says, I believe you have this one in hand, and uses Bardic Inspiration on you.
Thank you, Pesci. Really appreciate it.
And did I ever get my bow back from our NPC?
Well, after he died, I would assume.
Oh, he died. Oh, that's a shame.
Yes, we lost
Ah,
Roland.
We
Yes.
have a lot
Oh.
to catch up
Oh,
on.
yes. I'm
Yeah.
not even me anymore. I'm somebody else.
Oh, okay.
They didn't
We'll
just
have to-
they didn't just lose Roland. They basically drowned him in a small pond in exchange for resurrecting Bitey Slayer.
Oh.
Alrighty.
All right.
It was a small pond of dead mimic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, Pesci will use his bow and attack and hit.
Looks like Bardic Immunity wins again.
So Pesci, do you have something to say to everybody about how you come in and save the day?
It was Lucy this whole time.
You bet your bottom dollar it was.
That was an amazing shot, Lucy. I cannot believe you pulled that one off, even on my turn.
Gosh darn it.
Wait a second, what's a turn?
broke
I'm
broke the
rolling
laws
my
of physics
eyes.
themselves in order to do it.
Are we still going initiative order, or can I just try and finish it off, make sure it doesn't succeed any death saves?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can go over there and finish it off, but you don't have to do anything, and we don't have to do it in initiative order. You can just say that your character walks over and does that.
Yeah, Ryan's gonna try and kind of hack through it with the rapier, realize that's never gonna work, and then just start stabbing it repeatedly.
Okay.
After that, Gorakul sort of sees that Shambling Mound is dead and decides to look through its mound to see if it can collect any herbs or.
Wait, who are you people? What are you doing here? And why did you save my life?
Gorakul just sort of like, as he's sort of examining the dying Shambling Mound, says, pardon me. And he sort of like combs back his scales and says, Gorakul Noxus, astrologist and speaker of the stars, at your service. And the halfling next to me is Ryan Underhill, paladin of Fortuna.
Well, it's great to meet both of you and all of you. Thank God you all came along.
Well, we could use someone like you on our quest.
Yes. Have you heard of the recently fallen star?
Yes, I was looking for it myself. Cows love stars.
So Gorakul just sort of looks
It's
at
a
him.
moonbeam.
It's a moonbeam. Very good.
Gorakul just sort of looks at Brightward with confusion and says, is that really why you were chasing after the star? Or is it some sort of glory thing?
Well, I'd rather not would curdle your sensibility. But I was out seeking adventure in these lands and saw the star fall and was wondering what was going on.
Well,
What is going on?
Gorakul just sort of like cleaning off his clothes as he goes to collect some of the stuff from the Shambling Mountain. Says, basically, the hordes of goblinoids and orcs have captured a piece of the star and are holding it in their fortress of such, and we are trying to get it while also trying to protect these other towns from the incoming invasions.
Invasions
Goblins and orcs, of
of
course.
goblins and orcs. Oh my. That's an amazing.
What happened to the other town? Did we manage to secure that? I forget.
No,
They turned us away.
we tried to defend them anyway, but we're not successful.
We did manage to kill a orc leader, but the
And his squad, yeah.
Nice squad.
but
Cody, anything else you want to add to this?
So why don't you have any other bright, intelligent, strong, handsome people like me leading your...
Well, I wouldn't say we have too many strong, but we do have a lot of bright people, and, well, I certainly am handsome, if I do say so myself.
Elodie, Andrea.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm just saying that your character should speak now.
Well,
Yeah, I just don't really know what to say.
I was gonna say, let everybody role play to their comfort level. If their character doesn't have something to say, or if the player themselves, doesn't know what to say for it and everything, that's okay. I don't ever want anybody to not say something that they want to say, but let's not, make anybody uncomfortable
Yeah.
by making them say something when they don't have something to say.
Elodie's just kind of observing, can get kind of trying to figure out what's happening with this new person. Can be a little suspicious of new people.
Um, DM, and asking about my character here.
Yes.
I note that I can speak orc.
Yes.
Am I friendly with orcs, or am I
Yes.
just...
You would come from here. New
Gotcha.
map coming up.
What's the problem you guys have with the orcs?
Well, they currently have a piece of the star, which, if not handled correctly, can cause bad things to happen. Specifically, undead rising and
So
strange slime life.
you would be from this area here in these mountains, which is very close proximity to the orcs, and so you would have had dealings with them, and you can choose how you feel about them, but you are definitely more of a monster, than a human, and so you would probably identify more with the orcs than with the humans.
Well, aren't there also different like orc clans and stuff? It doesn't necessarily mean he dealt with the orcs that we're dealing with.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's so many different clans of orcs that he does not need to have friendly or non-friendly relations with the ones that you're directly dealing with. That can be, his decision there. I'm just saying that in general, he would have more of an affinity with the orcs and the trolls than he would with the humans and the elves.
And what would his perspective of bugbears be?
Bugbears are essentially hairy goblins,
Okay. So we recently lost our friend, a bugbear, in our quest and our battles.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I have a modest affection for bugbears, and you guys saved my life. here because I thought I would be able to get rid of this shambling mound on my own, but obviously I was unable to do so. So I would like to move in your direction and follow your quest for the time being.
Moo, marvelous.
There you go.
And Gorakul just sort of has his face in his palm, just sort of shaking his head and says, "Of course, he's making plenty of cow puns." And Gorakul then turns to Lucy and says, "Could you assist me in searching this shambling mound for any important herbs and such?" That means like rolling survival.
Survival?
Yeah, because that's for like scavenging and such.
Oh, okay.
So what he's asking you to do is roll your survival to aid him so that he can get advantage.
Okay. Middling.
Yep. Mother fudger.
Language today, jeez.
No more of that. No more of that language.
Sorry.
You
I just-
are so polite 90% of the time, and today you are just going off.
Sorry, it's just these rolls.
It might also be my pun.
Yeah. So
At least it's all fudge.
yeah, right. I do love fudge.
May I investigate the shambling mound for any
Well,
useful things?
that's what they were just doing. Wow, really, Gorakul? You rolled 2 1s? That's how?
I don't know. And I also seem to have lost the battle map.
There's no map up right now. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, here's the way that this works. You know, Lucy helps you by you know, opening up some of the shambling mounds parts, kind of like spreading a rib cage for a biopsy or something like that. But as you're digging around and trying to find, you know, what is useful in there, suddenly the whole shambling mound just kind of starts to wilt and wither like, what's that really sensitive flower that like just wilts instantly in sunlight. I forget what it's called.
I would imagine it would be fungus.
Well, there's funguses that don't do well in sunlight, but there's some flower that you have to keep it in that shaded light, and that in direct sunlight it just basically like melts away. And so that's what happens here is this plant suddenly, it was alive and attacking you minutes ago, and now it's just withering on the vine right before your eyes like a time-lapse video where everything is turning brown and drying and breaking apart. And the one thing that you managed to get from it, Lucy, you managed to get 3 arrows worth of perfectly straight shambling mound sticks that will make perfect arrow shafts for you. And so you managed to get that, so it's not a 100% loss here, but you know, 100% loss of everything else.
At least we have 3 glorious shafts to work with.
Wonderful.
They are going to be you know, magical arrows, so that is something.
I love arrows, and I especially love magical ones.
Yeah.
Fantastical.
So
And Goraku sort of sighs and says, "Return to the earth, O shambling mound." And he just turns to us and says, "Alrighty then. Now with our Minotaur friend in tow, I suppose now is the time we continue forward or take a rest, whatever goes first."
well, some of you probably need the rest a little bit more than others. So, you know, I will not speak for the characters, and you guys can decide what you do for yourselves. But I do agree with you in the overall sense that it is time to decide what you're doing.
We should take a rest. My arrows are depleted, and I need to be prepared for the next encounter. We have a long road ahead of us.
I am pretty good, so I can take most of the watches and stuff. Like, I didn't use any of my spell slots, and I wasn't hit at all, so I'm still doing pretty well.
Thank you, Elodie.
And as that sort of is talked about, I'm going to use my channel divinity to help us rest.
What's that do?
A moment, just let me just.
Sure.
As an action, you present the spear. An action, you could present your holy symbol, and a spear of twilight emanates from you. The spear is centered on this lasts for one. Whenever you end to turn your spear, you can't wanted to. Never mind. I thought it would help like us rest. Sorry.
It's okay.
So are we doing a short rest or a long rest?
I don't know, DM, exactly how it works for like getting like arrows back. Is a short rest enough?
Oh, well, first of all, let's try to recover some of your arrows. So, right now, you spent 6 arrows. So you get 6 rolls of a D100. Do you want to roll them or should I?
I'm gonna let you do it, so I'm not fumbling around trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing.
You get 1 arrow back, 2 arrows back, 2 arrows back, 2 arrows back, 3, and 3. So it worked out perfectly to the numbers that you get back 50% of them. So 1, 2, 3 arrows back that you're able to recover from the battle.
And then I have the 3 magic arrows. Where would those be?
Those are in your inventory, and I will add them to your actions as a thing.
Need recovery time or anything?
Well, you don't, other than the time that you need to like look around for your arrows.
The people who were the hardest hit. How's Ryan? How's our new friend here?
I'm okay. I'm in a good mood.
Ryan is it's not doing too hot. But if we're taking a short rest, I can use hit dice.
If we're taking a short rest, then my Song of Rest will get you additional hit dice.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I think a short rest is smart because we have a lot of places we need to head to as fast as possible.
Okay, short rest then.
So you get an extra 1d6 extra hit points when you rest for a short rest.
Okay. So what's the song?
It is a song about how Pesci hit his head and doesn't remember the last couple days of what was going on.
Can I get a D6?
So a version of Humpty Dumpty.
Maybe.
How should I add the 5 hit points of healing from the Song of Rest?
Directly.
Can I just? Oh wait, can I add it?
You just +5.
I just +5 myself.
Do I do that too?
I haven't rolled anything for recovery. So there's a recovery roll I have to make. Where's that at?
It's
Right under your hit points. On the combat tracker.
Oh,
Under your current hit points. You just add 5 to that.
if I can.
What am I doing here?
DM mind helping a bit? Like they don't know where the recovery dice is.
Well, why don't you show me where the recovery dice?
Oh, wait, now it's added. Okay.
The combat track
I'm all good then.
at the top. Name, order, max, hit points.
Yeah, I understand that doesn't help me. I mean, I can't.
Yeah,
do it.
I'd try hitting your hitbox, like the 33.
Yeah, I can't do anything with that.
Oh wait, your main
Okay,
page.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, my main page. So I'm actually.
Oh, the recovery dice you're looking for? It's underneath the heart on the main tab.
Yeah, it's the HD.
High definition. Oh, that's a good roll too.
And +5 to that.
I already added the 5.
At this point.
Everyone's doing well?
Correct. There is nobody
then.
that is suffering too badly right now, although your 2 fighter types, bear the bumps and bruises and minor boo-boos of being the big, beefy, burly bruiser types that stand in the front of the line and get beat on by bushes with, beating sticks. I ran out of alliteration. So, they are definitely looking as though they've been in a fight, but you guys are fine. Oh, and Ryun, point of inspiration for jumping up on top of the shambling mound,
Oh, sweet.
and Lucy, you get a point of inspiration for using your hunter's mark, and I realize that may sound a little bit like a gimme, and that's because it is. Thank you for using your powers. I want to encourage players to get comfortable with that on their own without um, playing your character for you, and so today was a major step forward for you, and so even if it wasn't a character thing per se, I'm still going to give you the point of inspiration.
Excellent. Here I thought it would be from my terrible puns.
No, nobody makes worse puns than me, don't worry. Your inspiration is on the top right next to your name, INSP, and then there's 3 dots. Just click one of those and you'll have a point of inspiration. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, you guys spend a little bit of time recovering, resting, and getting to know each other, making your introductions and kind of discussing everything as you did there. But now it's time. It's time to move on. It's time to get going. So the decision is effectively, the same as before. Do you continue to steady Yord or, do something different? I don't particularly see you guys having too much of a reason to just change your course right here and now, but uh, as
That is
always, it's a possibility, and I don't like to railroad. So, do you guys continue on to Steady Yord?
Yes.
yes.
Let's
What
continue
was
on.
the? I'm sorry, I missed the part of why we decided to go there in the first place.
Oh, they were going to have Pesci brought up on charges of never knowing when to end a skit.
Oh, yeah, that's a crime against humanity.
Essentially, we got news by like finding a document that said these two other towns that they were going to attack, and this town is on the way to those two. So we want to see if we can gather information and warn people of the attacks that are coming towards them.
Okay, that makes sense. How much time were we going to be spending in this town?
Depends on what we find.
I would
Okay.
assume
Depends on what we
not
find.
much. Like, I feel like we're going there really to warn them and to see if anybody has any information, then we want to move on to the next town.
And see if we can get some allies.
All right, should we continue on our way?
Yeah, indeed. So, you guys head towards Steady Yord, and eventually, after another, couple days, you make it there. Steady Yord is not a very big town. There are a few hundred people, on any given day, just kind of milling about, doing their peasant stuff. Um, but most of the population lives in like farmhouses outside of the centralized town. And so this is a extremely rural, uh, I wouldn't say like Viking, raiding type of community, but Viking farmer community. So these are not necessarily um, the best warriors that you've ever seen in your life, is kind of what I'm saying.
But is this someplace where we can like trade for supplies or anything like that?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. They have various food, of course, rations, stuff like that, but then also ropes and metal work and leather work, and they have crafters and stuff like that. So yeah, they can definitely you know help you out with some stuff depending on what you're looking for.
Can we refill our ammunition, restock on, I guess, rations, because we're trying to move fast? DM, do I know anybody here? Do I recognize anybody?
Uh, you can roll your charisma check just to see, like, if you've made a good impression on anybody here, or if you've been a little pesky.
Well, in any case, I'm going to see if I can find any sort of talk about the town, about the anything about the orcs or goblins.
Oracle, I'll go with you. I'm good with interacting with this type of folk. The salt of the earth.
That would be most gracious of you, Ryan. Let both fortune and the stars be on our side.
Of course.
Ah. Gotcha.
Okay. So you still want me to roll charisma?
Well, I do, but just roll charisma.
Okay. But
Okay, so here's the deal. You do indeed know somebody here. It is a halfling that has basically had a connection with you. Either this person is your Screech Ulrich, who is just madly in love with you, and will pursue you forever, but is just not your soulmate, or this is a ex-lover who feels perhaps rightfully scorned and enraged with your actions. Which one is it?
oh, that's a tough decision. I like both. How about both?
It's someone who was obsessed with you at one point and then finally went on a date with you, and it all went bad. So it actually wasn't you. You are not the Zach Morris in this situation. It's a situation of they were so obsessed with you that they put you on this pedestal. You were this figure of like, oh my God, it's George Clooney, it's this actor, this amazing person, and then they dated you, and it was kind of like being out on a date with Jim Carrey or Gary Busey or something, and they just were not expecting that, and so they kind of got over their thing, and so now, although you're still friends, like there's definitely a coldness between you that wasn't there when they were obsessed with you, and so you don't get slapped in the face, but she doesn't run up to you and hug you either.
Okay, that's fine.
And she says, well, Pesci, I see you finally made it back. I imagine you'll be slipping off to the mill and hanging out with old Rory and spending your nights there again.
Well, as much as I'd like to, unfortunately, as you know, the world is a stage, and the next act is elsewhere.
Ugh. Everything's always an act with you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's certainly true. Orcs, goblins. They're fun roles to play from time to time.
Ha! As if you could ever play an orc. A goblin, I mean, I guess you have the face for it.
Oh, thank you for your comments on my fine acting skills.
That is a burn and a half.
He graciously accepts her comment, puts it into his pocket, and bows with a grand smile on his face and asks, have you seen about the fallen star recently? Any news?
The star that fell like a month and a half, 2 months ago or whatever, yeah, it fell into the hills, and you know, you guys wouldn't have told many people anything else, so we wouldn't know anything.
Well, I am working on a play where the stars fall, raises the dead, an army of Draugr, led by the mad black blood captain, and this army gets raided by orcs and goblins. Are you following me so far? Do you see the grand master vision I am sketching for you? Orcs and goblins attacking the towns nearby and trying to raise their own army of dead using the power of this comet that fell.
Good luck selling that.
Oh, I think it'll be a one-way ticket to hell.
Are any of us nearby when
Sure.
when
Well, wait. It depends. Ryun, or I'm sorry, the other short one. Pesci. Pesci may have wanted to slip off to talk to her alone, so I'm gonna let Pesci decide whether or not you guys are there.
Pesci, while the group was looking for stuff, like sundries and everything, Pesci says, could you guys, here is a cup of gold. Can you just get some additional rations for me? I see someone I haven't seen in a long time, and her face is refreshing. And I really would like to speak to her about this new play idea I have.
Of course.
of course you do. In the meantime, we'll be talking to folks if they have heard of tale signs of this horde of goblins and orcs.
Yes.
Do we need to roll for anything like investigation or?
I can barely hear you, but no, there's not a roll that you need to make right this second,
Okay.
because I still need a little bit more information as far as like who goes up to who and says what.
Pesci's just talking to her.
Yeah.
He told her what
Pesci,
what he was doing, and he just went over. You just saw him like wander off and flag her down, and just kind of rushes over like a giddy school kid because he's excited to talk about this new play that he's putting together.
Yeah, so Pesci's off talking with this halfling woman, and well, wait, I don't want to assume Pesci's sexuality, so I assumed it was a woman. I apologize for that.
Could be either. He doesn't care.
Yeah. So,
He's of the stage. It
Right.
doesn't matter.
right,
He
you know,
is bisexual. You're
so
saying.
we'll just make it random. Let's find out. It is indeed a male halfling, and he is very what would the right word be, like I don't know if you would call a halfling a bear type, but you know he's the man in
He could be a bear.
yeah, you know, he's the buff one, and Pesci's the, you know, more flamboyant actor and everything, and it's led to some interesting moments with them, you know, in their dynamic and everything, because although he was completely obsessed with Pesci and all of that, he's still very much the butch and the you know alpha in their dynamic, and so he kind of tells Pesci what to do in some ways, although of course Pesci listens about as well as he listens to anyone. So
Well, that was the role he wanted me to play at the time. So that was the role Pesci played.
Right, exactly. You know, and so you know, you guys are still good friends and all of that. But like I said, the short flame and all of that led to a cooling off, and now after talking, he finally like takes you into the back and slides you a note, and on that note is written some information that is for your ears only, that I will type in DM to you in between sessions. But for now, as you guys are investigating the rest of the town, which we will
And
get to in just a second, Pesci comes walking out from the building and just looks like he's completely pale and seen a ghost. And so what I need from the rest of you is to know exactly which one of you, and as many of you, whoever is going up to like what peasant and saying what, because these peasants, they're farmers and merchants and all of that. They're working or trying to do whatever. So, there's not like one of them standing around with an exclamation mark or a question mark above their head, like waiting to just give you some exposition. Like they're all either heading to the well, trying to get some water, pushing a cart of turnips, or trying to drag a donkey through the street, or like I said, some of them are merchants who are either trying to sell you some sourdough breads or something like that, or if you're not buying, then they're trying to bark, carnival bark at the next potential customer in order to make their sales and everything. So although there's only a few hundred people, milling about this small town, they're still all, doing something and busy. So which one of you or ones of yous goes up to whose and says what's?
well, if anything, Gorakul, with the help of Ryan, is going to talk to the well folk.
I think Ryan is gonna like walk up and maybe offer to lend a hand, and while he's helping out, start chatting with people.
Yeah, that's a good way of going about endearing yourselves to these peasants. And so, you kind of scan around and see what you can find, and it doesn't take you long before you see a older man, uh, much past his 40s and 50s, much past his 30s into his 40s, 50s, or maybe even 60s, which for a medieval society like this is essentially like 90. Like he's lived a very hard life, and he is not so frail and fragile that he can't even lift the jugs of water, but you can see from his strain that he has only filled the jugs half full in order to not, you know, break himself, and so he's going to have to make this trip again, much sooner than necessary because he just can't carry enough water.
Yeah, and Ryan's gonna like go up and be like, do you want some help with that? I'd be happy to carry them for you.
Oh, little one, I thank you for the offer, but a man must get by on his own in this world.
You sure?
Well, pride being what it is, no, he's not sure, but he says it anyway.
Hmm.
Goraku sort of sighs and says, I assume pride is going to make you adamant about doing this on yourself, so we'll just help you anyways. And Goraku will sort of try and help lift these jugs of water.
He attacks you with his axe. No, I'm kidding. He seems, very reluctant at first, but you can tell that there's a part of him that is very grateful for the assistance. And so now you guys can roll with advantage as you roll your investigation to see what this man can tell you.
Hey,
That's
crit.
20!
He doesn't know anything. So basically, what he tells you is that he lives right on the edge of town, and he has actually captured a goblin spy that he has questioned and knows everything about what you guys are, talking about, because he's had this goblin scout, held prisoner for a couple days now. And since you guys are coming back to my place with me, perhaps you would like to speak to the goblin yourselves.
Alrighty then.
Sure. Would you mind if we gathered around our friends so that we can all come?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm
Especially
fine
for-
with that. I've got to wait for you to finish refilling the water and helping me carry it anyway. So
Yeah, then I kind of gesture to everyone else who wasn't right with us, aside from Pesci, obviously, for them to
Absolutely.
come.
Right, Bear? We could really use your help here.
Sure. I'm ready. I'm ready to move.
I'll follow.
Excellent.
Whoa, what the hell is that?
That is a minotaur, my good
What
friend.
are you guys doing with a minotaur?
He's friendly, don't worry.
What the hell?
Sorry.
I'm a little different than your typical minotaur.
Do you guys have like a bull ring for that thing to keep it in line?
Yes, I'm used to being led around by my nose in these types of communities.
Holy cow, it's still talking to me. Wait, is that offensive?
I wish you would steer this conversation in a different direction.
Yes, let's
Move on!
Move.
Goraku just sort of looks to Lucy and Bright Roar and just sort of like shakes his head and says, always with the puns.
Listen, we can sit around chewing the cud all day, but
So many cow puns.
anyway, you guys do indeed go with this guy, and
As we're walking, I go over to Gorakul and go, "Hey Gorakul, what do cows do in their free time?"
What?
They go to the movie.
Oh.
I don't know what a movie is.
What in the realms is a movie?
I don't really know, but I heard someone told me that joke and they laughed at it. I don't really understand it.
you might want to see if he's suffering any concussion effects from the battle. Roll a medicine check. He seems fine. So as you guys arrive at this guy's cabin, he's kind of up in the hills, and so you guys climb this, not mountain, but a very rigorous set of hills, and up in them is his cabin, and he takes you down into I wouldn't exactly call it a basement, but they used to have like dugout cellars to like keep things cooler and all of that, you know.
This isn't creepy at all.
Yeah. And so he leads you down into there and it's like covered in spider webs and he's got a candle lit and then in the dark corner you hear a muffled whimpering and you look and you see a goblin chained to the floor and bound, gagged, and his hands bound behind his back so he can't undo his gag. And he's just been left in the dark, and you can smell the fetid, horrid smell. Goblins probably don't smell very good on their best day, but when they're kept in a dark basement with no bathroom or anything else, they tend to really get rank. And so you guys are instantly beset with the horror of what has actually been happening here as you take in the scene. And with that, we draw to a close for this session of Dragons of War. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone,
Good
game.
Gaming.